Chedel Wagwan, hope everybody good, hope everybody blessed. So I went to the Transformations People, Quality and Technology Expo organized by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. The date was May 11 to the 14th. It was held at the National Arena. People, I'm not telling a lie, I was amazed. Just know say Jamaica in the future, I got totally different than what you know now.
Good afternoon. My name is Shereen Chambers. I am a sergeant attached to the Metro Quick Response Team at the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch. This unit basically responds to critical incidents, the robberies, the shooting, but those are not limited to what we do on a daily basis. That's basically it for the Metro Quick Response Team.
So here we have 4 drones that the JCF uses to fight crime. We use them to do search and rescue missions. We use them to do recon. So we know what a place or an area looks like before we go there to do an operation. We would know how much people to send and what type of buildings are in the area. So like concrete, board. So if it's board, we would want to know what kind of weapon we need to bring to avoid over penetration. We would want to injure innocent bystanders, right? So here we have 2 Mavics. This is the Mavic Pro, this is the Mavic Air 2. These video up to 4K video resolution, and these can go as far as 3 miles. This one video 5K resolution. This one can go up to 5 miles. And this one goes 12 to 13 miles. It has night vision capabilities, infrared, and thermal. It also has 30 times zoom, the Zenmuse Z30 camera, and they are all water resistant. They can fly in light rain.
Hi, welcome to the Department of Weapons and Tactical Training. I'm Sergeant Cameron. Now, the Department of Weapons and Tactical Training is the department within the Jamaica Constabulary Force that is responsible for training members with weapons in terms of firearms, less lethal devices such as batons, pepper spray, handcuff, and even taser training. The department also offers training to other security partners that falls under the Ministry of National Security. So that is what we do at that department. All right, so here on display we have the different weapons that we've been using throughout the time within the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Some of them are what we used to use and some are what we're using now. So I'm just going to give you a quick run through as it relates to the guns that we have. Starting from over to the left, we have the tear gas riot gun, we have the Uzi submachine gun, we have the Colt submachine gun, we have the M4 assault rifle, we have the A4 assault rifle, we have the A1 assault rifle, we have the Remington 12 gauge shotgun, we have the Barrett 50 cal, we have the Lanefield 303 rifle, and over on the other side we have our pistols.
All right, so I'm Constable Pierce and I work with the Jamaica I team. So we've been in existence since and performing work with Jamaica I from 2018. It's a public-private partnership. So what that means is that the government currently has 800 cameras all over the island. Currently we are in 9 parishes. But we have a framework that is in place where persons who are willing to donate their public-facing feeds, they can go ahead and they can do that. So how you would do that, you go on our website, the jamaicai.gov.jm. You can check the specifications of your camera to see if you meet our standards, and you can sign on if you so desire. And so we have 2 main systems that we work with. 2 of those systems, one of those that we use for live monitoring. With this system, we can log on, we can pan, tilt and zoom, we can look what is happening in the area. We can lock a moment in time and we can go back up to 3 months to see what had happened in that space. Outside of that, we can lock that moment in time for up to an indefinite period. So we can refer to it years after. We can refer to that and then submit it to court. A lot of people may have concerns about their privacy, right? So when we think about privacy, it is one of the most well-guarded areas in the JCF. So no random citizen can call in and make a request. It must be done through your lawyer. It has to be done through a police officer who is investigating a matter, right? And the application must be made through the appropriate channels. It must be made through one of a number of officers, a limited number of officers who have command and control and responsibility for the Jamaica Eye system. So concerns as to privacy, that is well managed. Now, we have another system that we use for the tracking of motor vehicles. So once we come to understand that a motor vehicle was involved in any matter that the police has interest in, we can go ahead and use this system to track that motor vehicle, and it's real time. So if I just pass through one of those cameras, I can search it, I can find it. I can see a history of that motor vehicle, I can see when that motor vehicle is most likely to appear at that intersection, right? We also have a watch list. If we have special interest in a motor vehicle, we can use that system to get an alert to see the moment that motor vehicle passes one of our cameras, right? So this, what do we use this for? If we have information that a female was heard screaming in that vehicle, a female has been abducted, shoved in a vehicle, or that motor vehicle was used in a shooting, that's where we mobilize the system and we track it, see where it's going. I can use my live monitoring and I can see where it's going. I can anticipate its location and I'm there waiting. When it passes, I turn the camera, I look at it, and I'll have my radio in my hand. Or I can work through the dispatchers here at Police Emergency and have them mobilize and send the units and we intercept. So that is what we do on a daily basis, and as I said before, we've been in operation for close to 5 years now. So not everything that we do is publicized, but we have been working since then and we have been involved in a number of cases. So that's what we do, people, quality and technology, and it has been working from that time. So in terms of using it to prosecute traffic offences, what that comes down to, there are a number of concerns that has to be taken into consideration as far as that is concerned. Because one thing that we definitely have to work on is the person who owned the motor vehicle, were they driving, right? So that has to be ironed out. Because you can't ticket a person that was operating the motor vehicle. So that's something that we have to look into before we can consider doing that. But if we're asking about the technology that we can use to go ahead now and automatically pick up certain breaches, that technology is available. And it is when we work on those little concerns or those major concerns, that is when we'll be able to roll out a system like that.
All right, welcome to Police Emergency Communication Center, the home of 119 and Jamaica Eye. But for this purpose, I'll be telling you about our 119 system. Now, 119, we handle all emergency calls. We get about 10,500 calls every single day. When a call comes in, our call takers, they have a maximum of 2 minutes to gather as much information as possible from our callers. So it is imperative that you call us with some information. We need to know where the incident is happening, what exactly is happening, and when. Not because you called today means that the incident is happening today, because we've had callers who are asking us about things that occurred yesterday or last week. So we just need to know those three information. Now, following that, all the call information is logged in our computer-aided dispatch system, and it is sent to our dispatchers. Now, the system is so smart, it is designed to automatically prioritize your incidents for you. You can take a look if you'd like. Just a quick scan. Everything here is live right now. So everything is logged in our computer-aided dispatch system to show what's going on. The call takers now, the dispatchers now, they have a maximum of 3 minutes. So within getting the information, the dispatchers have 3 minutes to get your assignment out to the units. And we do that quickly. 5 minutes, everything takes, okay? And we ask you to just call us with that information, the place, what is happening, when it is happening. And I have to implore you, It's not a case where we never ever want to answer your calls, because I know you may be saying that sometimes you call 119 and the calls are not answered. It's never a case where we don't want to answer. Our calls are automatically forced to us. However, with a vast number of prank calls that we're getting, it's really difficult sometimes to get around to the real emergencies. We sometimes we're flooded with even 10 calls before we get to the real emergency. So I implore our citizens, please be mindful of that. If you have young children, relatives, just remind them, the 119 lines are for emergency calls. We're talking about saving lives here, so please be reminded of that, okay? Thank you.
I'm Sergeant Sutherland, and this is the Visual Identification Unit. I'm assisted today by Corporal Palmer and Constable Wine. And the Visual Identification Unit, we offer two functions. We do composite sketches and identification parades. A composite sketch is wherein we are able to reconstruct a face just from the memory of the witness. An identification parade is where the suspect, along with 8 other persons, is placed in a lineup, and the witness is able to pick him out from that lineup. If you want, we could give you a brief demonstration of how the composite sketch is formulated. So the witness is pretending to be the witness, and he would attend the station, and he would describe the person. He picks out the shape of the face, because we are assisting the memory of the witness. So, and then he picks out the mouth. Then he picks the eyes out. The process normally takes 2 hours. We're not going to go through the entire thing, but we're just going to give you a welcome. You can draw closer. Yes, we're doing a demonstration. We're the Visual Identification Unit, where we offer 2 functions. We do composite sketches and identification parade. So the composite sketch is wherein we are able to formulate a face just from your memory. So if you were, for instance, the victim of a crime, and you describe that person to us, as he's doing now, and we are able to reconstruct that person's face. Once we have that sketch, we disseminate the image to other police officers who go in search of the person. Once we pick up a suspect, we place them on an identification parade. An identification parade is where the witness is tested on his ability to point out that person from among other persons. So we would take them to the station. We use a video camera. We capture their image, and we put in the computer. And the computer has a database of over 40,000 persons in it. So that suspect and his lawyer would pick 8 other persons to form an identification parade. So we put him along with 8 other persons.
8 other persons matching that description?
Yes, matching that description. And the witness now has to pick him out, because the witness doesn't interface with the suspect at any time anymore. We rarely do that physical lineup. With only the computer the witness would interface with. And so once it's played, they pick him out of the lineup, and then if it's a successful parade, they must be able to positively identify that person. It can't be a flimsy. Favor him, it could be him. You have to be sure. Once that is sure, it can be counted as evidence. And we burn that image to the computer disk, and we place it in an evidence bag. The evidence bag has a unique serial number, so we can't replicate this bag. And there's an attached receipt, and we tear off that receipt and we give it to the attorney for at the time of court, before this bag is reopened again.
How successful is this in terms of percentage, where you actually catch the correct person by doing?
Well, we have not done the science yet. The information is still out, so we have not tabulated yet to see how well we are going. But we have had successes. Yes, it does work. It does work. We have had even instances where our sketch artists the witness came and described the person to him, and he did the sketch artist, and he went on the road, and he saw somebody, and he said, oh, this person looks familiar to me, like that. And when he held on to the person, he called for backup and held on to the person, put him on a parade, and he was successfully pointed out. So it has been working, and it's good. The technology is there, and even in instances wherein the witness is unable, maybe the elderly person, sickly person can't come to the station, or she's hospitalized, we burn the CD, we put it to the laptop, we take it to the hospital, take it to, or if it's a shut-in elderly person, we take it to them, and they view the parade right there on their bed, and we get the success right there. So we use the technology to assist us. We rarely do. We do it sometimes, because there are sometimes where we use voice parades. Sometimes the computer is not equipped for voice. So in some instances you might not have seen face, but you know a voice. And you're able to recognize the voice. So that one now we do the physical lineup for that one. Yes, and in some instances too, maybe it's that you have an unusual feature, maybe a scar in the center of your forehead. When the computer, we don't have volunteers like that, maybe with that scar there. So we will put you on a physical lineup and cover that scar, and the other volunteers would have to cover that area as well.
So welcome to JCF Transformation Expo 2023. So on display you have behind me the Axion Bodycam 3, which we have upgraded from the Axion Bodycam 2. So the difference between the Axion Bodycam 2 and the Axion Bodycam 3 is one, the capabilities. One, the Axion Bodycam 2 is not capable of doing live streaming. So what usually obtains is that the police officer wearing the camera, he would have to go back to the base and take off the camera, put it in a dock for the image to be uploaded. However, now with the Axion Bodycam 3, we are able to see the live streaming as been demonstrated on the screen now, right? So this is in real time, no lags, no delays, right? It is also outfitted with what we call GPS tags. So if you look here, there's a map of the location that we are presently, and you can see we are at the National Arena. Ms. Graham, who is wearing one of our body cams, she is on the outside of the National Arena, and there are 5 cams that are presently inside of the National Arena. All right, each tag though is the name of the individual is wearing the cam is embedded, right? So once you pull one of these cameras in the morning, it is assigned to a particular individual, and so once we're viewing that camera, the name of the individual comes up inside of the camera, right? So we are able to, one, remotely turn on these cameras, or we know the individual who is, wearing it for operational command and control of the situation. All right. Additionally, it shows you where, so for operational support teams, we are able to coordinate where our assets are in relation to this situation, right? So it also has what we call incident triggers, and these incident triggers are pre-programmed. So in the event that you are driving in your service vehicle and there's a sudden impact, the cameras can automatically come on to record. Or if it is a situation where you're in a confrontation and you have to pull your firearm, then we can also program these cameras to automatically turn on at the pulling of the weapon, right? Also, if someone comes and report that Corporal Curtis is in a situation downtown, or is doing some formal activities, command and control can remote into that particular camera, turn on that camera to see what is happening in that space.
So can the person who is wearing it turn it off?
Yes. So the person who is wearing the camera can turn off the camera, but like I said, it can be turned on back by our remote control center.
We are the Department of Driver Training. We are the sole arm of the Jamaica Constabulary Force that is responsible for training and equipping its members in the rudiments of how to operate service motor vehicles. We train persons from motorcycles all the way up to articulated tractor trailer. The Department of Driver Training is a certified accredited training organization. We are currently the only accredited training organization in Jamaica that is accredited to offer commercial driving instructions levels 2 and commercial driving instructions articulated heavy combination vehicle course level 3. That is an NCTVET NVQJ certification that can be utilized internationally. So it's not just cannot just be used in Jamaica, but it's international globally. Now, that certification is recognized by the University Council of Jamaica. So the level 3 is equated to a diploma and the level 2 is equated to a certificate. So if you want to learn to drive an articulated tractor trailer, the Department of Driver Training located at the National Police College of Jamaica, Faculty of Operations Management and Skills Training is the place to be and the place to learn it. The department's instructors are quite and very much certified. We're certified in training and delivery. We have associate degree in driving instructional training, associate degree in training and development. We are certified in the Smith system, the 3-second rules and principles. So our instructors are certified to the T and we can train you. You want to learn defensive driving, offensive driving, the Department of Driver Training is the place to learn it. Our instructors are also certified tactical search and rescue personnel. We're also certified first aiders. So wherever there's a need, we're able to serve and serve the people of Jamaica effectively the JCF style. So all our vehicles are equipped with first aid kits. The first aid kits in our vehicles are equipped just in case, for example, we're out there with participants or while we're on training we encounter any form of incidents or occurrence that requires our assistance. We are able to assist them, we are able to give and render first aid where necessary. Our vehicles are also equipped with flares, so from time to time we traverse various aspects of the country. Like for example, we're traveling through St. Elizabeth and unfortunately our radios or telecommunication devices aren't able to pick up and we have an injured participant or we have an injured civilians on our vehicle is down. So we can utilize the flares in order to signal for help or assistance. All members of the Defence Force, such as the Jamaica Defence Force, the Correctional Service, the Jamaica Fire Brigade, know how to identify when a flare is shot and how to calculate the respective longitude and latitude to require for your saving you. So our department have all of these within our vehicle to aid whenever it's necessary to do so.
Alright, so what we have on display are some of the tools utilized by us at the Institute of Forensic Science, including our stereo microscope, the Magnaflux, and our reagents to do serial number restoration. Alright, so the reagents utilized is used on the metal, the firearm. It produces like if a serial number is what we call eroded or engraved is digged out and all of that. We utilize the reagents to bring back that. So you know that metal is embedded. So once a serial number is done, it's embedded in that firearm. So generally scratching out and all of that does not necessarily mean that you have erased the serial number. So we utilize the reagents to bring back that serial number. Even if it's temporarily done, so we can get enough time to get a serial number. This information now will be utilized by the tracing unit to see if we can determine the last legitimate owner, when was the firearm manufactured, and all of that. So that's the essence of this table right here.
Well, the Marine Division has a demonstration for you. Is the context. The Marine Division has received a call. A vessel is in distress. It has been swamped. The lone survivor has managed to get ashore. He is in and out of consciousness. He is not responsive. Where he is not accessible by vehicle, so they cannot use the boat directly to access it. All they have at their disposal is the rope to make a gurney to bring him in to safety. They have to do that and hand him off to the medical services professionals who will ultimately perform life-saving activities. How do they use just one piece of rope to form a device that will ultimately save this man's life? Over to you, Marine Police.
Once they spot the victim, they immediately provide aid by throwing a lifeboat. This is because the victim may be exhausted or injured from being in the water for too long. Officers then use a line to pull him to the boat safely and carefully. He is helped onto the boat where officers can provide first aid and check his vital signs. They then head back to shore as quickly as possible. The victim has recovered and can stand, but officers remain cautious while aiding him to disembark. This was the JCF virtual experience. Thank you for watching.
So once the Marine Police have done their job, it is for them to hand over to medical services. Medical services has critical first responder duties to perform. They're well trained in life-saving mechanisms. Very often, members of the fishing community, fisherfolk, they find themselves in situations where they're lost at sea and require the support of the JCF through the Marine Division as well as its support services. This is what a procedure often looks like, taking place on shore or on the quays. It is important to stabilize the patient and get them in a position that no long-term damage is done. They're being put in the recovery position, a critical position, to ensure water is able to drain from the lungs. Indeed, this is the work of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Put your hands together for one of the hard-working divisions of the Constabulary. This is your police force keeping you safe.